Alright, welcome everyone. We're live. It's Zenith Online Racing. It is Season 7, Round 17 of Tier 1. We're in Canada at the Montreal Grand Prix. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. And a place I'll be heading to late next week. Midweek we're heading to Montreal, me and Puff. So Puff getting a good preview for next week. Pretty excited about that. And joining me tonight, GP Colin once again. How are we doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm great. How are you?
Not too bad. So we got a few guys out on the out laps right now. Looks like we have Alfa Romeo at the front. Is it Rex, I believe? Yes. Rex starting his run right now.
Everybody's on the full wets. I wonder, any word from anybody whether this was going to be a dry race or not?
Usually T-Money would update us, but I don't believe he's racing tonight. I'm on board with Rex right now, figuring, no, he's invalidated. Maybe not. Let's get to Say's invalidated. Beck's lap is valid at the moment. Let's ride with Beck. Yeah, I'm not too sure what the deal is going to be for the race. So I guess we'll hopefully find out, but I don't think anybody said
we
anything
will eventually.
Yeah, yeah, at some point, probably about 45 minutes from now. This is one of those tracks though where if there's even weather present on the race weekend, I find it always can rain. And I've been twice, and both times we had good weather. It was pretty hot, but with no rain. I think the one day it was like supposed to rain, and it never really happened.
So you guys going for like the whole week? You know, like all the practices and.
Oh yeah. So practice starts Friday. We're going to be there Wednesday. Wednesday evening we're going to get there, and then we'll be there till Monday morning.
Awesome.
So we're spending a few extra days.
Oh, Beck almost binned it coming out of Wall of Champions, and we have our first time. 123-1.
Based on the invalidations, getting a time looks like a pretty good strategy at the moment. Rex on another lap now. Oh, and he's lost it. Yeah, he damaged the wing. He was purple, though.
Puff just started his lap.
All right, let's see what Puff can do. Our travel companion.
How far away are you guys staying, real quick?
From the track, probably like 20 minutes on the subway.
Okay, that ain't too bad.
Yeah, with like transfers and walking and stuff. 20 minutes. Not too bad. I think it's like four or five stops away to the main hub, and then like one stop over to the island.
Yeah, I hope to get up there one day.
Oh, it's great.
We keep talking about it, but it'll happen.
It's about... I was going to say, it's about a 6-hour drive for us, like, if there was no traffic and you didn't really waste any time stopping. I think if you
Puff invalidated.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
No worries.
6 hours.
Yeah, I think it'll probably end up taking closer to 7.5, probably, by the time we, like, do our little stops, and we're going to have to get food and probably pick up some, like, supplies and stuff along the way.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you can leave at with plenty of time, then there's no rush getting in there. There's back bend it big time.
He did, yeah. I say right in the Wall of Champions.
Claims its first victim.
Scabney really struggling for grip here. Lots of wheel spin, but he got the power down nicely. Let's see what he can do. He's on a 23-2 at the moment. He's just trying to get a nice rhythm going here, which is a really good strategy when it's this wet. You just put the fuel in and get going.
Mm-hmm.
And he did jump back, so Beck's going to be obviously not getting ahead of Scabney now either. Joshua, let's see what he can do.
Yeah. Very careful through there.
Zoom,
Wow.
zoom.
Good job, though.
All right, got a time on the board. Let's check in with RC going through the hairpin right now.
Got to be so careful coming out of that hairpin on the throttle, particularly in the wets.
Definitely. It looks like the rain's letting up a bit. Wonder if they might get onto inters before the end of the session. Whoa, RC!
No! Oh!
I finally...
Oh,
Oh, man. If that doesn't look exactly like Nicholas Latifi, I don't know what to say. I mean, the Williams car, low speed, full wing damage.
Here comes Pup. I think he's going to set a time.
That slipstream. Oh, it doesn't
my
count.
bad. Oh,
22
damn,
flat, though. That would have put him in second.
Yeah. Oh, we got Rexes out on the inters. I don't know if you just said that or not. But...
I was starting to say, it looks like there's a bit of a line forming, and the rain has let up, and I feel like if you get on the inters now and put fuel into the end of the session, track evolution should take you well up the field. I would say now is probably... Rex looks comfortable here. I don't think the wet is necessary anymore.
You're probably right. It is letting up. I would agree there.
Rex did say dry race, by the way, so...
Okay.
These guys are probably on dry setups as well, for that reason.
He made it. Made it through there.
Yeah, he's valid. I think that's where everybody's invalidating, right? Probably they're losing both laps there.
Oh, geez, he's just starting a lap. I thought he was on a hot lap. My bad.
Yeah, obviously because he's just got the inters on, right? So I thought it would be interesting to ride with him anyway. I was on board. Just wanted to see like what kind of grip he has, but he looks solid, so I would definitely say it's inter time.
Yeah, he seems to be doing... he's saving it. The back end is coming out from under him, but not enough. Well, not too much, I should say.
Yeah, the standing water over some of the corners is a bit of an issue, but seems okay otherwise. You definitely see that the...
Now, Rex needs if he can get a win, or a very strong finish, podium finish, he can gain some ground on Packer, who can't make it tonight.
Yeah, no Packer tonight, but I think Packer's got like almost 3 or 4 full races in the bag. Like if he was to like even get 10 points for the rest of the season, I think it's done.
Yeah, maybe he has to win.
I don't know. What did how many points off is he? Let's check.
He is 51.
That was before last week, though.
So. Oh, you're right. Yep.
Yeah, so I don't think we got the update on the standings, but if you think about that, 50 points last week, and there's 4 races including tonight left. So I don't remember where Rex finished. Did we talk to him last week?
I think we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he got a podium.
Did we talk to Packer last week?
No, I don't think Packer made the race. Oh, he did make the race. I don't think we interviewed him, though.
Interesting. Fusions has beaten Rex's time on the wets. Oh, Bones has collided with Josh.
Oh, man.
Interesting.
Yeah, and in these conditions, I'm sure it was not intentional. Not that it would ever be, but there's got to be some forgiveness with the conditions being as they are.
I think in these conditions you got to be extra careful. But Rex improves his lap time now, so down to 20.7.
Incredibly, Fusions is only 64 hundredths behind, but he's on the full wets, or his time was set on the full wets.
It does look like everybody's going to the inters now. Puff and Scavney have put them on.
I'm going to ride on board with our good friend Janet.
Yes, I was just about to do that, thinking he's doing his first inter lap. He's kissed that wall a bit, hasn't he?
It was close. Very close. Well, if there's one thing about Jinnit that we all know, he's in it to win it.
Jinnit to win it.
Right. It seemed kind of not necessarily hesitant, but very cautious coming on. Hey. Oh!
Oh, an excellent save. I don't think he even hit the wall. Excellent save. That's obviously not going to translate to a very good lap, though. So let's find somebody else.
I'm sure this one's all done.
Rex up 7/10 according to the Delta split. 119s here. Indeed, 119.7.
Wow.
So
great
lap time's falling quickly.
So Seye is the only one out right now. Well, no, I guess a couple more guys, but he's ahead on an out lap, about ready to go through the hairpin.
So how many laps could you get in? Probably if you came out right now with your out lap, 2 hot laps, maybe a 3rd hot lap. I would maybe take 4 laps out of, well, 5 minutes.
Yeah, that'd be really tough.
Probably 3.5 laps of fuel. You get 2 runs, and then you're done.
So Seye coming out of that hairpin had a bit of an issue. I don't think he hit the wall. However, the inters are very susceptible. But still, there's a fine line between the wets and the inters. I imagine, some of these guys have such extreme setups, or varied from others. Some guys will have more downforce than other guys, and yet they're still faster for whatever reason. But I'm wondering if some of these guys like Jinnit that are slipping around a little bit have a little bit of a slipperier, dry setup.
Yeah, I would think so. That's why I like the mixed conditions so much. With watching guys having to use a dry setup in a wet qualifying because they know the race is dry, really makes it interesting.
Yeah, we as the viewer, we like the adversity that I have to deal with, but as a driver, you really don't want to have to deal with that.
Right. Unfortunately, we have quite a few reserve drivers tonight, so there's going to be 4 guys not qualifying. Seye just needs to get a valid time on the board here to make sure he doesn't start behind Lunar.
He actually had a fair exit out of there.
Yeah, this lap has looked much, much better. Good through that chicane. I think he's got it right here. Nice lap.
Yep. Nice.
There we go. I think he'll be happy with that.
Yeah, I think he is, because he's not going for another one.
Cool down lap, maybe?
Oh, I guess. Does he have time? I can't tell because of the yellow.
3:46 left, yeah, plenty of time. You even do 2 laps, probably.
Okay, I'm going to give Jinnit another try here. He's just coming through the hairpin. Watch our British man, our British friend.
Joshua has improved, but hasn't really gained any ground. Puff is up 6.5 tenths. His lap is currently valid. He's heading to the hairpin. I'll check in with Jinnit shortly. Let's ride with Puff here. He's in 8th right now. This is his first lap on the inters.
Yeah, Jinnit's still slipping a little bit.
Too.
How's Puff doing?
He's just about to finish his lap. And he's invalidated in the wall champions, and he has had a big crash there. Nose on, so... And that's unfortunate because he's not going to make it back to the pits, obviously. So, Puff done.
Yeah.
Bad qualifying. Checking with Jinnit. Ooh, very slippery. He's really checking the car.
I don't think he has a lot of downforce in his setup because
I don't think so either.
Every turn seems to give him issues.
He's just gliding along.
Except for that one.
Wow, that's pretty low speed if the car...
Yeah.
car can't make that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. see what he does here. Can invalidate. Oh man, you can see the way he cut the corner there to try and minimize the turn. He's going for pole. There it is, 18-8.
Wow.
Ahead of Fuchsians.
And he left some time out there too.
Yeah. Rex is up, but he is not valid. Maverick jumps to pole. Could see a lot of changes here. CA up a lot. CA up to 4th only. We got anybody else coming towards the line? RC is up. Bones through the hairpin. Puff get another. Well, I guess Puff is done with the wing damage. So RC, let's check with him. He's up 3.5 tenths. That would put him. I could put him up into 4th, or sorry, 6th.
Yeah, 6th.
Big gap there between Scabney and RC.
So Rex is going to give it another go after we finish with RC here. I don't know if he's going to have enough time to start his lap.
Oof. Car did not turn there for RC. Just
actually, he does. I'm sorry. Rex did make it across the line.
Okay, so got a few guys on their final runs.
Wow.
Nice job from RC there. That could gain him quite a bit of time. Very nice improvement. I put him up into P5. I was going to suggest he could get there, but I thought, oh, that's like a 1.5 seconds more than what he's got.
Well, going through the...
It's 18-2 now.
Wow. Yeah, going through that chicane, that final chicane, the way he did, I think he really gained probably another 3 or 4 tenths just there alone.
You know, something I kind of overlooked going into this race, Jennett's actually quite good at Canada as well, and now he's on pole potentially.
That would be great to see Jennett up front, start out front, and see what he could do, because he's had poor qualifying, it seems like, most of the year, and he's had to fight his way through the field and didn't have much luck in a lot of the races.
He is the defending champion technically as well. Obviously he's out of reach now, but
so
last season
Rex
was
invalidated.
Yeah, he's invalid. Scabney's had a moment at the hairpin. Joshua's going slow. Jennett, I think, might be trying to improve his lap time here. He might very well do so by quite a margin, I think. He does, yeah, 2.5 tenths more, so he's got a 17.9 now. So Jennett,
there you go,
looking really good. Fusion's trying to improve here, coming for a final run. See if Maverick's got any time behind. Fusion says no. Oh, he does improve, but he doesn't gain. Maverick's done. Bones is done. I think that's it. Jennett's put it on pole. Great drive from Jennett here in the wet. That's by a half second too.
I think Saye is on a finishing lap.
No, he's got the checkered flag. So.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Oh, he's going around again. Okay.
Interesting.
I thought he would have bailed into the pits.
I think it's easier just to cross the line, but.
No
for some reason we're still going. I guess because Maverick's in the pits. Oh yeah, because they're wheeling him in. Once he's parked, I think we're done. So Jennett on pole. Fusions takes 2nd. Maverick's 3rd. Bag of Bones will take 4th. Saye's 5th. RC 6th. Rex 7th. That's it for quali.
Interesting quali session.
Big time. The rain really mixed it up. It was excellent to see. Oh, Bones with the grid penalty.
Yeah, he had run into Joshua, remember?
Yeah.
Coming out of that.
Jeez, that's pretty rough for Bones. Gets a P4 quali and then ends up having to start 9th. That's pretty rough.
Well, it's not where you start. It's where you finish.
Yeah. So we'll have to remember the reserve drivers don't count towards the points, so there's 11 Tier 1 guys here tonight. And so pretty much you finish the race, you're getting at least a point as long as you finish, except for one guy who will be unlucky. And most likely, I'm assuming that unlucky person will be a DNF. But if you don't finish 90% of the race, you don't get the points either. So.
So I'm fascinated with the fact who the reserve drivers are tonight. You got Grimm, Lunar, Asylum, and I think Asex. All pretty fast drivers.
So we should have a quick little break here. I'm going to go grab another beer, run to the washroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm going to step away as well real quick. Nice to see that nobody's readied up too quickly. Probably had a good 40 seconds now. Figure out their strategies. Be interested, you know, you guys maybe drop something in the comments. What you feel is an adequate time to set up your strategy while sitting on the grid. You know, for me personally, I think a minute is probably enough for most everybody if they're not being pulled away from outside forces, if you will. So yeah, I'd be interested to hear from anybody that might give us an idea of what they feel an appropriate amount of time would be before ready up is initiated.
I think 2 minutes is fine. Two minutes?
I think a minute, personally, if you already have an idea. But, you know, 2 minutes would be, yeah, plenty. And again, like I was saying, I think you were still away from the headset.
Yeah.
It depends on... life goes on even though we're playing these games, so sometimes there's things going on outside of their control within their household that affects their ability to focus, I guess, for the lack of a better way of putting it. So some guys probably have to deal with their kids asking if they can play the game.
All of our drivers are locked separately in our rooms. Children, do not bother me. Man, partly why I stopped racing is because I was getting home around like 7 every day. And what was happening was like I was like rushing to eat dinner and shower, and then by the time I sat down on the couch, it was like time to play. And my cat, you know, my cat wants to sit with me and like lick my hands and shit, you know, like be my little friend.
Give me
And
love.
I felt, well, that's what I mean. I felt bad. Like, you know, I wouldn't say it was like the only reason. There was a lot of reasons I stopped, but it was part of it where I was just like, I was like pushing him away, like, you know, leave me alone. I'm trying to race here.
You don't
And
like
it was
to
like,
do that.
no, and I was, you know, every single Monday for like half a year, or basically the full year, I guess. But I started to realize I was like, this is just too much. And I'm rushing home to try and make it fit into my life. It just became too much of a nuisance. Whereas commentary, cat can lay on my chest, lick my hands all he wants. I'm just calling a race. All good to go.
And we're lucky to have
that's
you.
yeah. I think it was a good move. I like that. I do really enjoy the commentary. But so we got 15 cars on the grid. We got a few guys on mediums, 4th, 5th, SAARC, Puff, and Bones 8 and 9th on mediums as well. We're gonna get this thing fired up. It's round 17, Tier 1, Season 7. 5 lights are on. And they're off. We are racing in Canada. Jinnit off the line well, but Fusions jumps him. Jinnit trying to hang on to that spot desperately. Keeps second. Nice job
and he does.
from Jinnit not to lose more there. He had a really poor start. He got off the line well, but it seemed like the second phase he just struggled a little bit there. We are racing. We got some wheel-to-wheel there. It's Scavney getting around RC, it looked like. Puff going side by side with Bones, I believe. Or is it Joshua trying to get by Puff? I think so. That was the case there. Rex making a move here. Say got him on the start, but Rex got back in front now with those soft tires.
So great stuff from these guys. Not a single yellow flag going through that sequence of turns at the start of the race.
Yeah, it was very clean through the beginning part, and all the reserve drivers, all very solid guys we've got reserving tonight. So Bex actually started on the hard tire. Interesting. I mean, if you can stick with the field, that's not a bad option. Joshua going to have a look here towards the chicane for the Wall of Champions, and he doesn't get through. So trying to take a look at Puff. There's a bit of a visual glitch back there. That's cost Joshua quite a bit of time, that look he had. Maverick trying to make a move on Jinnit here. So Jinnit gets pole, but very poor start. He squandered it. It's tough to overtake here. But Jinnit...
Maverick has already picked up the penalty.
Yeah. Jinnit with the slipstream and DRS here, he might be able to get by Fusions here. And as you said, Maverick with a penalty now. If Jinnit can keep Maverick behind, and Maverick can hold up a few of the drivers behind, it could play into Jinnit's hands. So Jinnit obviously very quick in the wet there, very solid in qualifying. Didn't have a great start, but Jinnit does have pace when he is out front. He can pull away and win a race. So see if he can get by Fusions and if he can do anything, or if he's just going to have to sew in for second for a little while. Maybe
quick
an undercut.
Question here. So you mentioned Beck being on the hards.
Right.
Do you think that there's the hint of rain later on and he's trying to get to that point without boxing?
It might be possible, yeah. I mean, anything could happen. I think definitely Canada is one of the circuits, especially in the game, that sort of has that changing weather where you will quite often. There's a nice move back there, Beck going wheel to wheel with Asylum, I believe. But it is one of those tracks where the weather will change, and sometimes even if it's calls for a dry race, they'll be like, oh, rain in 15 minutes, and you're like, oh, well, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, and then 15 minutes later, it's still 15 minutes away.
Yeah, it's not always perfect, but definitely I've seen the weather change, honestly, in my actual life on this island before, at various events. Like, the weather does seem to change drastically sometimes.
So Say falling back a little bit in fifth from the leaders. Not necessarily holding back anybody, but kind of surprised to see him already almost 2.5 seconds behind the leader. Rex, actually, the driver in front of him.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably down to the medium tire. I mean, if he can stay within that second or two window on mediums, I think he's doing fine. So, at some point, these softs will start falling off, and probably around lap 10, I would say, roughly.
Yeah, and I think that for most guys, this is a two-stop track, right?
Is it?
I think so. Like, yeah, when we've basically, Friday night beer league racing, just chatting with the guys, and we might be talking about this, and I have memory of, I think it was T-Money saying that this is a two-stop track. And I don't think he was alone, but
at least the pit lane's pretty short, honestly. It kind of avoids two chicanes, so. Some good racing up at the front here, though. Jinnit hanging on to Fusions. GRS is enabled now. Maverick put some pressure on Jinnit, but again, carrying that penalty. The only driver with a penalty at the moment. Puff has gone into the pits, so I'm guessing Puff had a moment. He's probably got some damage.
I'm going to ride on board with him. We'll see.
Yeah, he's got no end plate.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah,
Maverick's out.
Change anyway.
Maverick is out of the race, and it's a safety car.
Oh, my.
Well, that'll work nicely for Puff, won't it? Because, I guess he's going to be on Delta.
No.
Well, actually, he's going to be behind the safety car.
I think in this particular case, he should be going right by the safety car.
He will be, but then does he go to Delta again after that? I guess so.
I think he does. Yeah, unfortunately, that's something I wish didn't exist.
Well,
I get it.
At the same time, though, he pit out of turn and was going to be way behind the field, but now he's going to have to race that gap completely. So that's kind of a win still. So where did Maverick lose it? I guess
if I
that 5 and 6
correctly,
chicane there, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was. I think it was. Yeah, exactly. The 3 and 4 chicane. I think he coming out, approaching turn 5.
Yeah, like probably the entry to turn 5 or something. Interesting. It's an odd place to lose it.
And that's really too bad because he was really pressuring Jinnit and staying with the leaders, and just goes to show you got to be so careful. Like I'm on board with Bones, and I think that's about where Maverick lost it there. You come through that chicane, if you're not careful, you will tag the wall to the right or get on the throttle a little too quickly. Next thing you know, you're sideways and you hit the wall on the left. There's that downhill turn to the left. So let's see. I think everybody's pit, right? Penalties. Stops. No. So 1 through 5 has not stopped. So you got Say, RC, Bag of Bones, ASEC, and Asylum have not stopped. And then in P8, Lunar Jedi has not stopped.
Oh, what on earth are these guys doing here?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Bizarre things going on through this hairpin. So Puffett really is right up to the back of the field now. And he does have that pit stop. I mean, he put the same tires on, so he's going to have to pit again. Got to wager almost everybody has to pit again, though.
Yeah, most likely. Well, the guys in first on the 5-lap old mediums, they can extend their stint if they want to. Probably
I would
another
say
lap or two.
If I'm Say, I take these mediums like 17, 18 laps.
As far as you feel, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, out front, if he can get the hammer down and Bones can kind of plug the field up, like, Say, he can just manage those tires into a really nice soft stint at the end.
While we have a moment here, I'd like to give a shout out to our friend Dot the Hoist, who I think it was 2 seasons ago, personally coached me just through Discord to a pole position here at this track. So
he is very good at this
for it.
And he was supposed to race here tonight, and then he pulled the plug at the last minute. And man, am I heartbroken about it. Doth in Canada is like, it's like witnessing Senna in Monaco. Like,
yeah,
legend
just like
track.
I want to have Puff. I want to have all these guys here, and Doth is one of those guys that couldn't race this season, and it's unfortunate because, great racer and great guy for the league. So hopefully he can come back next season.
Yeah, hopefully. I might end up making a return at some point. Possibly.
Yeah, we are waiting, but I'm not gonna pressure you.
Don't hold your breath. Might not be this season, but it will happen. I partly was thinking about the Saturday Night League, possibly. We'll talk about this after. We're about to go racing again.
Yeah.
If we had another safety car, we'll discuss that next maybe next race we have a safety car. We'll get to it. Say gets the hammer down. He is off, and we are racing once again. Anybody get a good jump on that restart? It looks like a few guys very close together. Ace pressuring RC here. Yeah, Grim has had a moment at the back, I believe. Oh, RC with a big snap there, and it looks like Ace going for it. Or is it Bones with the issue? Yeah, it was. We're getting some bad angles here with the camera shots, but wow, and then Ace now under pressure. A lot of guys going wheel to wheel here. Missed a bunch of action.
It's tough to keep up with.
It's the camera shots sometimes just give you really poor angles of what's going on.
So Fusion's moving up quickly, no surprise.
Yep. Jennett's struggling here. I guess he's still... Well, Fusion's putting a car between him and Jennett. Jennett sends it there on Ace, I believe. Into the hairpin. So now Jennett through. This actually could help Jennett get Fusion's a little easier now that Fusion's going to be stuck behind some cars.
I wonder if... you mentioned Grim. I wonder if he has
big
damage.
Contact there,
No.
the Mercedes. Was that Ace who hit the wall? It was. I think Ace has damaged his wing.
And Beck is boxed. And I'll see if they change his wing. Doesn't appear to have damage, but he must have hit something. Oh, he's drive-through? Did he have a drive-through that we missed? Or did he just box and I missed his stop?
No, he didn't pit. He still got the same tires.
Alright, so he drove through, so he... Wow.
He must have had a speeding under safety car.
Yeah, I missed that. That always... That's a a pisser.
Oh yeah, big time. Rex with a move on Bones there, down the inside into the hairpin. Rex means business tonight. Lunar Jedi taking a look at Bones at the back there too. See Lunar Jedi really closing here. Sends it to the inside. He's going to try and take a look here on Bones. Does a nice job holding his line. I think he's going to cut the corner there a little bit, but probably gets away with that just under the guise of safety.
Yeah, it almost appears as though Bones actually had a better exit, and unfortunately for him, there's just no real room to get by it after that. It wasn't bad enough. Oh, what happened to Asylum? Asylum's had a moment.
There is a lot of action going on here.
Yeah, his wing seems to be intact, but he fell down the standing positions quite a bit.
Garcia had some kind of moment. Jennett's all over the rear now. And sends it down the inside. Oh, and he nearly gets into the Red Bull in front of him. So Jennett relentlessly hanging on to Fusions here. Fusions can't do a damn thing to get rid of him. It's turning into quite the competition between these guys. RC and Rex with a really heavy slipstream.
Yeah, this is a pretty tight group right here on track.
Great action. There is a lot of battles going on throughout the field at the moment.
This is one of those tracks where the advantage goes to the guy that gets the better exit. And well, I guess we'll hopefully we get a couple examples of that coming up. Terrible angle. But of course, this is also one of those tracks where you can get the DRS train, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It is tougher overtaking. There really is only this straight right here is about the best bet you got, but you're going to a very tricky corner to try and get the move done.
Oh, RC got loose, and Rex is going to have him. Rex is down to 20% on his battery.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too much of an issue at this stage. You could probably Once he gets away from RC a bit, just harvest and sit behind these two. I'd imagine that'll be the game plan for the next few laps.
So we got Fusions back as the net leader right now. Say the on-track leader has yet to... Oh, Jennett is out.
He is
into
done.
The wall.
Wow.
Oh, man.
That's a safety car again.
Safety car.
So now you go for... Jeez, what do you do now?
Well, Say's happy.
Well, he hasn't pit yet, though. He can't get the softs to the end.
No, but he was going to... Yeah, you know, great point. To me, personally, I'm thinking that at least now he gets the box under safety car.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if he was going to box... If it stayed green and he had the box, he would... How far would he fall? And how many laps did he have left on those tires? May not be the perfect ideal situation, but it's certainly better than having to pit under green flag conditions.
Yeah. That has to be absolutely gutting for Jennett. He had a good chance to win this thing. He had pole position. He was at least looking at like a solid second. And instead he's out.
Yeah, it looked like he got on the throttle a little too hard coming out of that first chicane, and that's tough coming through there. You got to be very careful. And
yeah, honestly, the only person that's pit is RC, and I kind of get that, because I think if you're on your first set of mediums right now, you can't really pit yet. If you're on a fresh set of mediums, you've got a lot longer to go before you need to pit. What that's done is essentially, it's really just sort of negated all the strategy here.
I forgot, we were just talking about a few minutes ago how the first safety car really benefited the medium drivers, and they gained, I would say they gained a couple laps. So, no, yeah, great point. I think that maybe it was wise to stay out there on those 12-lap old mediums, which really are probably only 9 or 10 laps old.
Yeah, the guys on the fresh mediums as well. Most of them actually have changed tires. Whereas Puff is using the same compound. He hasn't done his second compound yet, right?
Correct.
So, like, Fusions and Rex and Scavney even, perhaps, started on softs. There's no way for us to check what tires the guy started on. I was thinking, wouldn't that be nice to know?
I was just thinking the exact same thing. Go to the tire detail or something. Have one more.
Oh, you know what?
Click over there. I guess I could go. Oh no, I can't.
No, I can show everybody the race director here. And then we know. So Puff's gone medium to medium. Fusions soft to medium. Jennett soft to medium. Rex soft to medium. Scavney soft to medium. Joshua soft to medium. Grim soft to medium. Beck's gone hard to medium. Everybody who had softs on at some point has gone to mediums.
So, do I understand you that Puff is the only one that has yet to use 2 compounds?
Yes, it would appear that way.
Okay. Well, as most everybody else still has another stop, I think that he's probably content with being where he is now. Knowing everybody else, really, pretty much everybody else is going to have to box again, so.
I'm going to send you a picture real quick on Discord. This is literally my life right now while I'm, like, I literally... hang on, let me try this.
I forget your cat's name. I'm sure it's going to have... Beck. That's right. I should have known that.
Yes, sir.
My apologies. You sent me that wonderful list. I only got through the first 3. I've yet to listen to the others, and
I'm
sorry
time.
about that. I know. I apologize. I'm thankful I had the opportunity to tell you. I didn't just like forget about it. I just haven't had the time to, or thought of it at the right time to go through it.
Well,
so sorry about that.
No problem. I mean, in all honesty, like, it'll come to you when you're ready for it, right? But
Yeah, because the song, like I said, the songs that I have from him I really like. So.
Yeah, Well, what are the songs you like the most? Quickly.
Well, we're going green.
Oh, are we?
Wait till the next. Yeah.
Oh, we're back racing.
Whoops.
I never got to send that picture. All right.
No,
well,
okay. I was looking
we'll post
for
it in the Discord after. Actually, you know it's too big.
Okay.
I guess I can just compress it though. Anyways, Rex, right on the tail of Fusions. He's basically like got his head pressed up against my arm and his paw over my arm as well.
Oh, cool.
Like he's basically cuddling my arm right now while I'm broadcasting this.
Oh, you know what? It puts a smile on your face. I could see it and hear it.
Yep, absolutely.
So say now, all of a sudden, 14 lap-hold mediums versus 9 lap-hold mediums. I guess the advantage to the 9 lap-hold mediums isn't quite as significant as 1 and 5.
Oh, look at this move from Fusions down the inside. Very late on the brakes, and Seiya very powerful on the exit. Seiya gets it at least in even Stevens here, but I think Fusions is the edge. Rex taking a look as well, but Fusions does get it done.
Oh. Yeah, Seiya needs to just relax. He might have lost a position. He might lose 2, but it's only lap 16.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time. Needs to pit too.
Fusion's a little loose coming out of the chicane.
These are our closest battles at the moment. I think what I'm going to do right now is we're just going to ride on board with Rex. We're going to ride on the T-cam. We're going to watch him try to hunt down Fusions for the next half lap or so. It looks like Fusions got that position on the restart, but it looks like Rex might be the quicker driver at the moment. So we're going to see how he can navigate the next lap or so and see if he can get a move done here. Really important how good of an exit you get through here, especially when the car behind is close.
Yeah, so Seiya is, he's lost 2 positions, but now the next 2 drivers behind him, their tires are the same age, so he should be able to hold his position.
See how long of a walk that is, all the way down that long straight.
Yeah, so I think is DRS coming online this lap?
I think
Rex got a penalty.
That's big.
Ouch.
Fusions does not have a penalty, so if we can keep Rex at bay, or even just hang on to him, that would be very beneficial. Looks like Bones had a moment. He's dropped way down the order.
Yeah, see if I can. Seems to be fine. Doesn't appear to be slowing down any, so back might be okay.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Rex trying to get something done, but it's just not quite there.
So Grimm up another position. He just passed Mr. Joshua. Using, the luxury of DRS. Nice to see the 2 Ferraris working together here. Sandwich between the McLarens.
Yeah.
That's a good looking sandwich.
Scavney,
Puff, Grimm, and Josh.
Yeah. Couple pieces of steak in the middle, some nice caramelized sourdough toast on the outside. Looking delicious. Maybe put a little green car in between the 2 red ones, or some lettuce or something like that. Jeez, I'm kind of hungry all of a sudden.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Give him a McLaren Ferrari sandwich, please.
You got Lunar. Oh, I don't think he got quite the exit that he would like to have gotten with DRS coming up. I think if he could have stayed closer coming out of that hairpin, he could have had Seiya coming out down the straight here, but
Oh, big moment there for Fusions. Saw the car just skittering over the curbs, and Rex not perfect through that chicane, so wasn't quite able to capitalize on that mistake, but Fusion's very squirrely over the chicane there. This part of the track's really nice. Nice part to walk. Lots of trees and stuff.
I don't want to take away from this race, but real quick, do you know where you guys will be at the race?
We're general admission, so we're just gonna kind of roam around. I think for probably Friday, we'll just kind of like pick out some spots to watch from for each practice session, and then I think like I like the hairpin. That turn 5 and 6 is also very nice. You get to see the cars come in and then drive away from you as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a nice one. The hairpin's great though. There is some GA, like, there's a GA spot right here on the main straight somewhere. And I gave up trying to find it previously. But I feel like if I could manage to pull that off, it would be a really good spot. Like, it might be right over here or something. I'm not too sure. But,
so, Puff and Grim have now caught Scabney.
Mm-hmm. I mean, here's the thing. At this stage, all these guys need to pit again anyway. So Puff really isn't in that bad of a spot, even though we were saying that I don't think these guys on 14-lap old mediums can go another 15.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit much.
Right, yeah, he's basically on par with everybody else at this point.
Yeah. I would say so.
So that's really good for him. Grim as well. Grim started as a reserve driver, started at the back, so he's doing quite well as well.
So yeah, the hairpin's a good little area. I wish they would just kind of open up the whole back part here. Like, why can't you just stand somewhere down here? You know, like they just restrict it a lot so that you're kind of forced into all the same areas as other people. Whereas if they just had it like wide open, I think it'd be excellent.
Did you lose interval? Oh, it's
I
coming
did,
back.
yeah, briefly. So another GA spot. There's right at the end of this little bit here. You can stand here on the right-hand side.
You're riding along with Fusions?
Fusions and Rex, yeah. So
okay.
You can stand on the outside there. That's another good area. And then you can also, there's also a huge stretch here before this little chicane. There's a big stretch where you can stand.
This seems like the kind of track that they could have people almost right up to the fence. I know safety would not allow that.
There's like 2 rows of fences.
Wow.
So like you'll see like what you see at the side of the track, there's like another barrier and fence behind it. So you'd have to like climb 2 fences basically to get on the track.
So Rex really not making any inroads here on Fusions. Fusions has been able to hold him back even with DRS for Rex.
Yeah, Fusions is doing a really nice job, and Rex also carrying that penalty. It's going to hurt him even if he does get by. So if I was Rex, I'd be considering an undercut here, I think.
That's what I was going to ask you. I was just going to ask you that very question. If you're Rex, what do you do? Because you're obviously not passing him. Equal tires, you got DRS, you're going to have to find a way. And, be interesting to see if he goes with the other undercut.
He needs to get in front if he wants to have a chance of erasing that penalty. So, absolutely, I think he needs to try the undercut. He's got to do something.
And safe to assume everybody is looking to run these mediums to a lap count that they could just hop onto the softs?
Yeah, I would think so. I think
so.
I think the softs can go about 10, 11 laps, so I would think Rex maybe even considers it next lap. 23, it'll turn to 24 once he comes out of the pits. I think you can get those softs to the end from there. Rex having a look around the
Rex-
outside, though. Finally gets an opportunity.
Oh, they touch a little.
Yeah, Fusion sort of drove right
Great
into the
driving.
front wheel of Rex, and it looks like he's gotten through, so now does Fusions go for the undercut?
That was incredible.
That was
stuff.
really solid. I think Rex just kind of caught Fusions napping there. He saw a door open, and he just sent it around the outside. Asylum's out.
Oh, no.
Has he done that in the pits? No, he hasn't. He's lost it on the exit of the Wall of Champions and a safety car. That changes everything.
Wow. So, yeah, I guess you got to hop onto the softs now.
Absolutely the softs to the end here. And Seye has already pit.
So, Rex doesn't need to consider, or Fusion, neither one have to think about an undercut now.
No, I think everybody has to pit the softs. If you don't, you're a fool.
Seye is on new softs.
Yes, he is. I don't think he's going to get ahead of these guys, though. He's way behind.
He is kind of far behind.
Yeah, this is going to benefit Puff, perhaps. He's got a 15-second gap over Seye. I think Puff's going to stay ahead of Seye here. It's going to benefit all these guys that haven't pit yet or are running long into their stint. Ace, I would think, okay, maybe he stays out, but no, he's pit as well. I don't think anybody should stay out.
Seye still will jump, most likely, Asex and Josh. I wish I had done my homework and knew what the pit delta was here, but I don't.
No. Puff. Seye is going to get Puff. I think he's got ahead of him. Did Puff get held up in his box? There's no way he should have come out behind Seye there. Oh, Beck.
And
Beck gets in front, too.
Well, Beck didn't box. He's still on the mediums.
Right.
Unless
it's going to cost him. That's going to cost Beck dearly. Interesting. I can't believe how far behind Puff. Did Puff maybe have wing damage? You got a wing change?
I don't know. I wasn't following along.
It just seemed like he had 15 seconds to... 15 or 16 seconds to Seye, and I would think that would be enough under a safety car.
Oh, Vagabond's under the safety car gets a 3-second penalty.
Interesting. The whole field's caught up. I wonder if the safety car might come in late here. No, probably not.
No, it doesn't look like it. I think Rex would have backed off by now.
I've seen late calls, but yeah, no, I'm staying out. So yeah, what were we talking about under the safety car earlier?
We were we talking about your wonderful little cat?
Probably.
Or did we go on to something else?
No, I think we were I think there's GA here as well.
Yeah.
Just to the right. Maybe on the left there, I guess, as well, yeah. There's possibly something up here. I don't think so, though. No, it looks like all walled in there. See what I mean, though? They just opened up a lot of this area. Like, could really, get bodies into the grounds here.
So, you can't just walk your way around the entire track, we'll say, on the outside.
No, you can't just, go to any spot you want. There's, certain areas you can access viewing.
However, but could you still take a walk all the way around if you... Okay.
Yeah, like you can walk through the whole park, but, a lot of the park paths wander away from the circuit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think the section they just went through actually has really no room on the outside because the lake is there, or ocean, or river.
So right there, you see there's people, if you go back a few spots, there's people, down this little mini straight towards the hairpin. That is a decent spot to watch from. There's a lot of tree cover there, and it's shady. The problem is the angle, the car, you kind of just see the top of the cars coming by. You don't really see much else. And they're going so bloody fast that you can hardly tell who it is.
So safety car is in this lap.
Yeah. Anyways, very excited. That's Next Wednesday
Yes.
we leave, so we'll do the
That's
Tier
cool.
1 race Monday night, and then a couple days later we head out, and then we're back Monday. So probably be able to jump right on the stream after just getting home.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, we're racing once again. Let's see if we got some action back here. Say
Rex
pretty close to
has-
Scavney here.
Rex has pulled almost a second. He has a second, so he caught Fusion's unawares.
Yeah, Beck on those old tires, really under pressure from Puff here already.
Yeah, I wonder what's going through what's going through Puff's mind. He's going to be going to this race next week, and here he is racing it. Stupid insight. And he gets by. Yeah, Beck he's like in a bee's nest.
Yeah.
Beehive. I mean, everybody is all over him.
Oh, and he's had a huge moment with RC. He's tagged RC. RC, honest to God, has the worst luck of any driver in this entire league, I swear. It just seems like every time something goes wrong, it's someone running into RC. The poor guy. Janet's in the chat there. My chat hasn't been updating. I've just seen him there, but...
How you doing, Janet?
It's a tough go, Janet. You had the pace for at least P2 tonight. I think possibly a win here, so pretty rough to put it in the wall there.
So Say is keeping Scavney quite occupied here.
Yeah, definitely Say and Ace hanging right on to Scavney here. I've been following this battle for about a lap or so now.
So still no DRS. Probably
Say
next
taking
lap.
a look anyway, though. Tucks in for now. Love watching the overhead shot of the cars coming through that corner.
It's such a tricky situation to put yourself into, to late brake going through there, even if you're trying to pull a Mansell move, fake move, because coming through that chicane, it's not easy. And if you get yourself out of line a little bit there, you find yourself either losing time or losing the car.
Yeah.
So it's really, I find it a tough place to really, you have to be very careful if you're going to try to do a dummy move.
Well, see, sends
this
it.
Time.
Full send.
Say showing great pace here. I think he's going to be he's going to win the lottery, and he's going to get pushed into Tier 1 if he's not already there.
I think he's a full-time Tier 1 guy. I think he's...
Is he?
Yeah, I think he's taking a seat now. He's been in this AlphaTauri almost every week, but yeah, he'll be...
Deservedly
I think
so.
he'll be, like, easily finishing top 10 in the standings next season. Definitely has pace.
Safety car.
Oh, wow, what happened? Back out?
I'm looking on track. We got a McLaren out. So
Was it Joshua?
Well, we got a McLaren actually in the pits.
Right. It must have been back. I don't see any stopped cars, though.
No. Huh. Interesting.
They're already behind the safety car, too. So, what the hell?
That's incredible. Well,
I'm just going to the bottom of the incident list here.
Did we just lose Beck now?
Yeah, Beck crashed, terminal damage, so...
Okay.
Yeah. Beck just crashed out.
I was looking at the map, I didn't see it.
It must have been in a spot where half the field couldn't pit or something, because they're behind the safety car, but If the safety car was deployed and they were just coming through the wall of champions or something like that, they would end up behind the safety car, but not able to pit, right? I don't get how...
Right, maybe the safety car came out, they just decided to stay out, because there's really only 7 laps left now. You got a lap or 2 under the safety car, so
I guess
good to go.
If you're near the back, it's kind of worth it to go in the pits and get a fresh set of tires. Get that advantage if you're already back there anyway.
Yep, so Mr. Joshua's on fresh softs, and he's got RC, Puff, I mean, everybody in front of him on 6 or 7 lap old softs. Not that he's going to the front, but he should be able to make up a couple positions anyways. So now Fusions and Rex, you got the leader with a 3-second penalty. We're on the safety car. If I were Rex, I'd be thinking about how am I going to fool Fusions and maybe get that 1 second separation real quick coming down the front straight or shortly thereafter. Because he's really got to dupe him.
Yeah.
He can't afford to have him being in his slipstream if he wants to make up that 3 seconds.
I think what I've noticed is the drivers in actual racing, what they'll do is they warm their tires up to the point where they're comfortable. They get them in the range that they want. And then they kind of just look behind and they wait for the other guy to start weaving a little bit. And then they usually drop the power then. Because then he's got to let the cars settle before he can really get the gas going, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would be something that, like, if you're Rex, we're going to look behind. You're going to wait for Fusions to continue warming his tires, right? And then you just drop the power and you go. Or you just do it now.
There he goes.
I mean, he really didn't do what you said he needed to do. No. Fusion's got a really good run on him. Not something you want to be doing when you're carrying a penalty. You need every advantage you can get.
And I know a lot of the guys in the league, and understandably so, don't like it if you are going to wait till you get to the start-finish line, to the last minute. However, here, I think it's not a bad decision. I mean, there is very short distance between start-finish line and the first turn.
Right.
There's the guys behind you can't get the momentum, so I'm a bit surprised that he really wasn't able to get a better jump on Fusions.
So Puff with 3 seconds of penalties, RC with 9, Joshua with 3, Grim with nothing, Bones with 3. So penalty is going to become a factor here with the late safety car. And gap at the front here. Lunar Jedi putting in a really solid drive. He's currently P3.
No, Rex got another 3-second penalty.
He might slide out of the points right now. I guess the other penalties will help, but Lunar Jedi is on pace for a P2 here, and he's a Tier 2 driver. That is going to be an extremely impressive reserve drive.
He's a Tier 2 driver with Tier 1 pace.
Is that what they've been saying? I guess is he leading the championship down there?
Yes, I believe he is. Yep. And that's not a backhanded compliment.
No, absolutely not. I was going to say, though, like, of all the reserve drivers, he's well up the field compared to the other guys. And Ace is doing a fairly good job as well, too. Carrying a lot of penalties, so.
You know, I always found... Oh, did we just...
RC.
Yeah, RC kind of... Yeah. I always found it very difficult as a reserve driver. You know, it's hard. You don't want to fight the guys that are actually fighting for position.
Yeah.
It's a really tough thing because the league, we all want to fill the grid, but the guys really don't want to ruin somebody else's race if they're really not involved in the points. So,
right.
But kudos to those who can get through here and not affect anybody else's race.
But yeah,
driver.
Lunar is sort of a job interview almost for Tier 1, you know? Looks like he belongs in that P3 right now, even though he's at a tier below full-time, so it is sort of a good way to showcase your skills and be like, well, you know, if there's like a decision that needs to be made between a few drivers near the end of the season about who goes into Tier 1, Lunar can point to this and go, look, I finished P2 in your Tier 1 race, so...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Say in fourth, not a slow driver. He's fallen back quite a bit. I don't know if he has damage or what's going on, but tires are pretty much equal age. Just a lap difference.
You know, Lunar's even having a look at Fusions here. Like he's could potentially even win this race. Like, it's pretty insane.
Great point. I hadn't thought about that.
Like, he was comfortably P2, but he is having a look here at the drivers in front. Fusion's now hearing that, has no time to waste. He needs to get by. He does get a move done in a pretty unusual place. You don't see a lot of overtakes through there. Pretty short little straight.
Yeah, that's one of those turns where you really, if you can get that really good exit, you can capitalize on that DRS.
Mm-hmm.
And more so because I think it's easy, or it's not that hard to mess that corner up for the exit.
Fusion's just trying to break that toe, but Rex absolutely flying up to the outside, and he's well ahead. Gets it done. The guy without DRS on the last lap is going to be in big trouble. Oh my goodness, and there it is, Lunar Jedi.
Wow. Yep.
Into
so
P2.
Say, I think. Say hit the wall of champions.
Yep. Oh, he's had a big moment. He's way behind, and Fusions has run into the back of Lunar now. I mean, Lunar's not going to count, so Fusion's going to get the win anyways, but
yeah.
Lunar will be able to say, like, look, I won a race in Tier 1. Like, no matter what you want to say, whatever you want to talk about, he still finished first on the grid. I think Fusions does have damage,
he's
though.
Looking to get by. He just passed Rex.
Yeah, with that DRS. I think Rex is struggling with those tires now. Puff under threat from Joshua. Joshua down the inside, gets the move down. He runs across the corner. Surely he has to give that place back. There's no way he can keep that after running that far wide. And I would think Puff has a good argument there to say, you got to let me through here. And it doesn't look like Joshua's going to.
So, on track, Lunar is going to win this race as a reserve driver. Good stuff. Great stuff.
Absolutely. He does win it. Where is everybody going to sort out here? I guess Joshua at that point's thinking, did he back off to let Puff finish ahead, or did Puff get him on the penalties?
I didn't see. I went up to the front to see what was going to happen there.
Let's see what happens. But Lunar wins it. He won't count as he's a reserve driver, which seems like absurd almost. Lunar, excellent drive. And there he goes, driver of the day. I mean, you got to give it to him, right? That's impressive. I would say he's pretty much sealed the deal on a Tier 1 seat for next year at this point. That's a pretty impressive drive.
Now, the admins are far smarter than I am as far as how this goes, and probably in other areas as well. But, so if you're a reserve driver, and so Lunar won this race.
Right.
Would it make sense to say, okay, the win, the 25 points is off the board, versus, you know, and who finished second, give them the points. So, if you finish second to a reserve driver, you don't finish first technically. You still finish second. Nobody gets 25 points. You get your second position finish. I'm probably not making any sense, but I think you get the idea.
No, I completely get it, and this is something we discussed when we brought the reserve thing in, and the reason was that this guy has a seat in Tier 2, and he's stepped in and filled in Tier 1 tonight, mostly to just give us numbers and to give us some more racing and see more cars on the track. But his actual tier that he races in is Tier 2. If he didn't have a seat at all, as in he came in late or couldn't commit to a full-time drive, then he would get the points. Like if Doth had shown up tonight and gone out and won the race, 25 points would go to Doth's reserve standings in the championship for Tier 1 because he's a Tier 1 reserve. But the guys that come up from other tiers, they won't count in the points because they're not collecting points for the standings of this tier. So the guys in Tier 1 would argue, well, if that's the case, then I don't want them here because I want my 25 points. I'm the fastest driver in Tier 1 tonight, and I want my points. So what would happen then if everybody protested like that? We'd end up with 9 cars racing tonight, and that wouldn't be very fun for anybody.
Oh, no.
So,
Nope.
So
we lost. We did lose our race winner. So, how about you invite Puff?
Well,
Puff or Bag of Bones, they're both still in here.
Well, I mean, that's just the lobby, though. I don't know who would actually show up for interviews, but...
Okay.
I lost the grid there.
So, Rex, it was, it was Lunar, then Fusions, and Rex.
Right, but who is behind them?
Let's go to the replay.
Yeah. Well, I'll work on getting Rex and Fusions for now.
You want to wait? I'll look at that real quick right now.
Yeah, try to figure that out. I'll get those guys.
I can't make you any promises, but I was looking at who was still in the lobby. All right, let's see. Oh, great. I'm listening to myself. I don't like to. I don't want that.
You'll get used to it eventually. Just turn your volume down.
I have not. Turn that right down. I have not watched one single race that I've broadcast.
I watch mine quite often, actually. I must be some kind of masochist or something.
But... you know what? Well, you do a great job. So there's. You shouldn't have to worry. So let's see. Okay, lap 35.
But you do a great job too. I mean, you've shown up for 17 races straight, and people right away in the first race of the season were like, "Oh, you guys really worked well together, good chemistry." And it was like, well, let's keep it going then.
Cool.
I can't add Fusions.
So it looks like it was Rex, Luna, and Fusions. Asex finished 4th. I hate to try to manipulate this video ahead a little bit. I'm at the hairpin here, so if I
go to
try
the standings.
Well, that's just it. I wish I could move ahead just a certain amount of time. I have to do it with my finger.
That's all right. I got it.
Unless, there we go. Tapped it. 10 seconds. There we go. Oops. Scabney finished 3rd.
Okay, Scabney it is then.
And he's not necessarily in the lobby anymore, it seems.
Rex has added Fusions. It doesn't matter if he's in the lobby. I think a lot of guys just leave because they want to get on with their night or whatever. But we'll throw an invite to Scabney.
Fair enough.
See if he shows up. He's still online, so... Can't add one or more players. There he is, Scabney. Wow, that was quick. Didn't waste any time there. Rex is just running the party for us at this point. He's got it all figured out.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Alright, GP, take us away. I'm going to go get my final beer for the night. Yeah. Hope you took notes.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, I didn't. Alright, so I'm going to start with P3 Scabney. Great job. How do you feel?
It's good to be back. It's been a while, but I mean, Canada is one of my favorite tracks. I knew I had a good chance tonight, but and the pace wasn't really quite as high up as I expected. But I knew if I just kept it clean, that the penalties would work itself out. So here we are.
I forget exactly where you started. Where was your starting position?
P7.
P7. Okay. So was there a point what point in the race did you feel like, oh my God, I'm in a great spot here?
Well, I mean, I knew it was going to happen once the second safety car came out. We all came in for mediums. I knew then I just had to keep it clean, and then it helped out towards the end with that last safety car we all came in on. Being able to prevent Saya from undercutting was huge, and then it was towards the end of the race. I was like, okay, the wind's not going to be on here. I just got to keep it clean and finish on the podium.
And you did that perfectly. So how long has it been since you've been interviewed? Have you been on the podium this season? And I mean no disrespect in any way.
I think really early,
Monza.
like race 4 or 5.
Like Monza.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really sorry, Scabney.
It's okay.
All right, so you changed your car setup for quali when you knew the race was going to be dry, but quali was wet. You just grit and bear, however that saying goes. Did you change anything to your car?
I'm not really a huge fan of wet setups in general. I don't think there's too much work to them, but I did up the differential a little bit for the qualifying, but that was really about it. So nothing really too drastic.
Change back. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. Okay, cool. Well, again, congratulations. Great job. Great ride. Rex finished second, I believe. Rex, you're back again. Congratulations.
I would have finished third.
You did finish? What?
No, I finished fourth, but I don't know if Lunar gets points or not.
No, he does not.
I would have then finished third. I got 6 seconds when I decided to yeet it off a curb on the last corner.
All right, so with Janet, Big and I were talking at the beginning of this race. This was one of the first races that Janet was starting up front, and we thought, okay, here's his. He's had to start at the back so many times. So, but you obviously had the pace, and you got a tremendous start. At some point, you must have been looking back and saying, I got to get rid of this guy behind me. Because he was able to stay with you the whole time. I mean, you guys are equal pace.
Just Canada isn't one of my best suit tracks, and I'm not feeling the best, so I didn't practice as much. But it was just game of just sticking in the DRS, and it wasn't that bad of a race, other than a couple silly mistakes, but it's all right. I think I secured myself second in the championship, so that's all that matter.
Ho hum. So, you 6 seconds in penalties. How pissed were you when you freaking got that second penalty?
Well, I was a little pissed, but can't react too much because I got a person sleeping in my room, so I really can't be screaming at the top of my lungs. I can't really because my voice is barely here, but
I'm trying to sleep. Stop all that clicking. I gotta shift the gears. Come on.
That was silent shifting. So, like, towards the end of the race when I was losing my mirrors, I'm trying to not press the thing so loud, but it was it was fine, but
Cool.
I wasn't expecting much, especially just not feeling well. So,
well, you provided us a great race. You, Janet, everybody up front, you guys all did a great job. So kudos to you.
Going through the traffic, it was just watching people. Fusion go past one, and then Janet would, and then I would just follow Janet through the person with them. Cool. And then,
all right, that wraps it up. No, kidding, Fusions. Fusions, congratulations.
Are you hyped
trying to
or
think
what?
here. I know, it seems like very far away. I mean, you're only in Bermuda.
Yeah.
That's not very far.
Another win. Whatever.
Congratulations, Fusions. Can you give us some insight into your strategy for the race, knowing that you were starting with wet conditions, and I'm sorry, qualifying in wet conditions, but dry race?
Yeah, when I looked at this strategy, it wouldn't let me start on mediums. I wanted to start on mediums, but it only gave me soft and hard, so I just went with softs and managed to get past Jenna on the line and just hold it into the safety car, and then I just came in for mediums because I knew there was going to be another safety car, so there's no point trying to go on hards. So, but yeah, Rex was behind me. There's so many DRS zones in this track, it's ridiculous. But once Rex got past me, I knew he had penalties, so I just had to keep calm. But yeah, it was a good race into the last lap. That's why I'm not really happy, because I got fucking damage on the Wall of Champions going into the final lap. But it is what it is. It's a win. But
Yeah, well, it's a reason to be upset, I guess. So,
GP's
all right,
throwing
so
shade
what's that do?
tonight.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just.
What, you been drinking the hard stuff? Getting all crabby over there.
All right, so what's this do for you in the overall standings? Do you know? I'm trying to. They haven't been updated for us, so I really don't know. I imagine you have a better understanding of where you're at.
I was in 7th, but I don't know. I didn't get France because I got podium in France as well. So I need to see. I might have passed either Scavney or Joshua. I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. But
Yeah.
Rex, how many
Alright,
points
well-
were you behind going into tonight? Because you obviously gained quite a bit of Packer.
Rex, you still there, bud?
I don't know. I think he won the last race and I came second. After halfway through the season, I gave up.
Yeah. You never say never.
I think Rex has already gotten out of the car, taken off his helmet, taken off his race shoes, and
It was funny because
Oh,
you were like, "Are you still there?" And he's like, "I don't know." It's just like, I don't even know anymore.
well, you know,
Am
what?
I?
Rex wins. You know, to his credit, Rex wins, and his
I won
temperament
second.
is the same. It doesn't really change.
No, I think he was saying when you do win, you sound just about as excited as you do tonight.
Yeah, that's what. Exactly. Yeah. That was not a dig on you. I was just saying that
No.
you're very even, emotionally very even keeled. If we just played interviews, we would, without identifying where you finished, I think that nobody would really know. First,
I'm a man
second,
of-
third, probably last.
Man, many different tones.
But just one for ZOR, right?
For basically every league.
All right, well, great race, guys. Bigga, you got some more questions for Fusions or Scavney?
Abney, nice to see you again, friend.
It's been too long.
You said Monza. Do you remember what race that was? It was like really early in the season. I would say like the first quarter of the season. Right?
It was a long way ago because there was a stretch of tracks I was not good at. So
Yeah,
I think it was race 7 or 8.
that makes sense. I remembered speaking to you at some point on the podiums, but I knew it had been a while. But you had a really strong start to the season. Like you were like putting in results like really early on. I was like, damn. Scab.
Yep. Hasn't kept up though.
And now we got a bunch of street circuits in the season, so.
Oh, good. I like street circuits.
No, there you go. I think, what do we got? We have one more
Hungry.
actual circuit. Yeah, I was going to say, I guess so Hungary, and then I think it's
I
like
do love me a
Singapore, Saudi Arabia,
I like all the tracks except Saudi Arabia.
and Abu Dhabi? Or is it just 3 more?
I'm going to look right now. Calendar. Last race is actually
It's
Saudi Arabia. So we go Hungary, Singapore, and Saudi Arabia.
Singapore as well.
Singapore. Well, I'm thinking Hungary. Hungary is always really good. I like that. It's tough to overtake, but what it does is make for a good race for us to
I
watch.
do
anyway.
love me so hungry.
Yeah, I love Hungary. Anyways, that'll be next week. We got Tier 2 and Tier 3. Still got to get through Canada. later this week, Wednesday and Thursday night, so you can tune in then on the YouTube channel. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll catch you next week for round 18. 3 races to go here in Tier 1, and we'll take on Hungary next week. And then Singapore and Abu Dhabi the following week. Following weeks. Not Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia. Yep. And I think I'm going to get through the full season without missing a race, because next week, Monday, I haven't left. I missed one?
Yeah,
that's true, actually. Yeah, I did. I was
No
exhausted,
way.
though. Yeah. Didn't someone...
Yeah, it was. I think it was towards mid-season.
Yeah, I think I was like...
Did,
Oh, you know what?
then
It was December, I think.
Good.
Yeah, it was December. I was super sick. It was like... I think I woke up sick that day and was like, I just can't. I had like no voice. I went and got a COVID test and all that shit. Yeah. I do
so I'm
remember that now.
alone.
Huh?
As a
Yeah,
broadcaster,
I
I
guess
made
so.
every race. I think I didn't remember you missing a race. I wonder who stepped
You know
in
what
for
though?
you. Do you remember?
I think that was last season. I think this season we've been good. We started the season like
Yeah,
January,
I think so.
right?
Yeah, I don't remember ever having to say, "Oh my God, Big is not here." I can't do the. I don't want to be the lead broadcaster. Somebody else needs to take that on.
I think it might have been last season. I think I have done every race this season so far.
I don't know.
Or
I'll
there
ask him
maybe.
after round 2.
Well, I know there was one. There was one. I definitely missed something when I was sick, but I think that was the end of last season. And then I think there might have been like a bad day for me. Like I just got home late from work. I was exhausted. Like Monday, it was just like terrible Monday. And I think I asked if someone would fill in, and somebody did. So
Now I gotta go through every stream.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, me
Find
too.
out.
My memory was never very sharp, but now it's really being called into question.
Yeah, we'll find out. But either way, so next week, next week it's pretty much a normal Monday next week. But the week after, I'm coming back from the Montreal race, so there's a chance I might have to bail on it if something goes terribly wrong. But I'm planning on being home like around dinner time, and that should give me plenty of time to get in here for the race broadcast. So, anyways, That's it for tonight, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Congrats, guys.